So I'm working on the boxer today. I'm going to start to build cupboards that goes above the kitchen, and also cupboards that goes above the bed at the head side, and then also cupboards that go above the other side of the bed. So that's the plan. So this is how we look as a before. I've built the cupboard front and the cupboard floor, and I've got a batten of wood at the floor rear edge and the front top edge, and they'll be mounted to the corresponding wall and the roof. So the two cupboards are mounted to the wall and the roof. I've put dividers in between to separate both openings, and the rear cupboard is a lower height to give a bit more head clearance for when you're lying in bed. This is how it looks with covers on both sides, and the wee black dot in the top right is the temperature sensor for the Truma D4E. Truma recommend this is installed near the sliding door, so that's why it's there. And finally, we've got a rear view of the cupboards looking towards the cab. I've made the doors and mounted the handles and fitted them to the cupboards with soft close hinges. I've got a cut out in the middle of the door, as you can see, and Wendy's then installed that mesh for effect. I've repeated the style and function of the door for the cupboard below the cooker, so same hinges, same soft close. And then I've fitted two horizontal sliders in the compartment above the cooker and below the sink, which will become the drawer for kitchen cutlery and stuff like that. And that's just them with the sliders pushed in. I've just to build the drawer and the drawer front now and get that fitted and finished. And I've been boxing in some of the hot air ducting just to protect it from getting damaged. So that's how it looks under the garage, looking towards the living area. So I'm continuing to work on the boxer conversion. We're actually up against the clock now. Still got a fair bit to do to get it ready for its first big trip in less than a week. So we're working on that. I'm going to actually work on getting the blinds fitted here and get the door sheeted in the top half. We actually put pockets in the bottom half, and I'm going to sheet the top half of there, and again we've got pockets there. So that's the blinds fitted. There's 4 corner screws that are meant to get into the wooden frame it's built, but actually the fit of it, 2 of the screws hit the metal structure. So I had to drill a pilot hole in 2 places to let the screw go through the metal into the wood behind. But that's that done. Actually, I think it looks quite nice. So this is how we turned out. We've got the blind mounted and we've got the wood mounted. So that's how we're looking. And this one's not got any windows, so it's just solid. And then the next part will be to fit the blind to the sliding door and sheet the door in the top half and a separate part in the bottom half. So that's the plan. See how we got on today. Same situation here. 2 screws into the wood and 2 screws needed a pilot hole to go through the metal frame into the wood. So that's how we look there. And then in the sliding door, we've actually put the blind on and we've put the wood on, and that's how we look. We've still got the lower half to do, so still to get that done, and that will actually be the sheeting finish once we've got that done. So that's how we go. The tyres are legal, but we don't want any problems, so we've fitted new tyres, we've painted the wheels black, and we've fitted the black wheel trims as well. Wendy and Arlene then turned their attention to finishing the exterior, so there's a decal, like a stripe, to go down the near side. So they started with that. There's a bit of cutting out around the door and around the fuel filler flap, and then the van's name got added. The decal was then added to the offside, so there was some cutting out around the wheel arch and around the door. There's some additional cutting out around the water inlet fitting.